of all, John, big win for you guys against all odds last night. It's almost like hockey gods smiled upon you there in overtime after fighting through some adversity. Walk us through the end of that game.
Yeah, I think there was certainly adversity, and I thought that the people were coming to see a certain player play, not the officials. So, it was certainly a back and forth game, interesting game, and entertaining.
You know, sometimes those games feel like 4 points. The way you fight through it and get the win, it must have felt, like your biggest win on the trip so far.
Well, we knew, I think, with no disrespect anywhere else, that the level is picking up as we go through the rest of the team. So, they're all important. They're strictly, 2-point games. You're gaining on somebody. You're not losing ground. Vancouver is upset. They lost a point last night because we didn't win regulation. But it was a hard-fought game. In my time here, we've never started off 2-0 on the road, and we had good teams, really good teams. So, we're really happy to be sitting where we are so far.
Yeah, you've been liking the buildings being full too. Like I heard you last night talk about how good it's been to go through BC and get this.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, for us, it's been, well, I guess for everybody with COVID, it's been a while for the most part. But I just think back to we haven't had this as a team since we had our real good teams, and it's clearly fun to play in front of a full house.
And you've been out of your building. You'll be out of your building a month here, so
a good 3 weeks for sure. When we get through this stretch before and shortly after Christmas, and we have a lot of home games to finish up.
You guys are playing some good hockey, especially here on the road trip. Of course, a big event happening here in May. You guys feel like a long way away, but you guys feel like you have the team that can get to the Memorial Cup?
Well, that's a long shot, for any teams. I think it's clear where the better teams are, but we're fighting to be a solid playoff contender and get as high as we can in our conference/division.
What is it like coaching a kid like Connor Bedard?
It's like the word used for him. It's exceptional. He does a lot of different things every day that in some ways surprise you, but in some ways don't, because you sort of become used to being surprised.
John, when you get through this road trip, it's already 3 wins, and now you got a short turnaround tonight to take on a Blazer team that didn't play last night. So how do you approach this game here? How do you get your guys going here tonight for a tough one?
Well, I think it's like any time when you're back-to-back games and somebody's sitting, like, you got to be pretty simple. And that's not always easy for us to do at times, but I think you got to be simple and not beat yourselves. And that's probably what every coach says before every game, pretty well. Don't beat yourselves and stuff like that. But that'll be emphasis tonight, is to make it difficult on them by coming 200 feet rather than 100 feet.
And also, you got a lot of ties to Kamloops with your roster, and Merritt, the Vaughn twins are here. From Merritt, they went to elementary school here. You have Luke Bateman from Kamloops, Ty Spencer, Riley Janelle here. So do you maybe find a way to get these guys maybe involved more in the starting lineup tonight?
Well, a couple of them will be for sure, but I think there's so many that we're not going to fool around with it too much. But I think people like Luke and Ty deserve a little bit more attention.
Who do you key in on tonight? Obviously, there's the Logan Stankovens, Fraser Mittens. The Blazers have a deep roster. Who do you guys key in on tonight?
Well, to be honest, I haven't looked at the roster, but I know they're a good team, and I know Stankoven's a good player. But it's not difficult. But the first time I saw Stankoven live was at the World Junior. And so with the COVID thing, there's a lot of players that are good players that I don't know about, but I certainly know about him. He's a real catalyst to their team, or if not the catalyst. And I go back to the World Junior when I got there for sort of the last 2 or 3 games of the regulation. He just really started to play it. He was pretty noticeable.
Has ownership ruled out a Connor Bedard trade?
No, so I just heard today on Christmas thing, there's like 300 different languages that some song is sang. So do you speak some different language?
What's that, sorry?
Do you speak some different language?
No, I speak English.
It's been said what's done. Okay, so
why have we been asked not to ask you about
Because
that?
if you're working for the Blazers, I'm filing tampering charges.
I don't work for the Blazers.
Okay. But never before in the history of the league has there been asked for a player. This started in June in this town. So again, you must not be speaking English because instead what's going to happen?
What's your relationship like with Sean Costin?
We made lots of great deals. From my first year in the league, we traded him Hunt and Burrows for Connor Hobbs in a big deal, and Matt Bradley acquired from him. So yeah, Sean and I have a good relationship.
So why do you think there has been so much chatter in this town about?
You guys are making up.
I mean, you can understand
He has a, no, I
why
can't.
the whole hockey world wants to know.
No,
about it.
he has a no trade clause. He does not want to be traded. He's not going anywhere. We don't want to trade him, and he doesn't want to be traded. It's simple.
That's all we're looking for.
No, it's not all you're looking for because it's been going on since June.
I've never asked you the question. Never had the
I know, but
opportunity.
you probably wrote about it or asked somebody about it.
That's
No,
not
that's
nice.
okay. We'll get them to understand someday.
I mean,
That's good. Good.
people want to know about what are the risks of not doing it. I mean,
What do you mean, what are the risks?
I mean, you have the chance to set up the franchise for the future.
I've been through both. I've rebuilt. I've had to spend like crazy when we host the World Cup because we're better next year.
I know there's
There's
sides
nothing
also,
to do with it.
There's also sides why I can understand why the Pats wouldn't want to do it for having him being
We're not
drafted.
doing it. It's not wanting to. We're not doing it. And Connor has the final say. He has a no trade. He wants to be a Regina Pat and finish his career in Regina. Clear.